Hi, I'm Zach from Mabari Game Bar, and this is the first video in a line of videos in regards to arcade repair and maintenance. Mabari's been open for a little bit over a year now, and we kind of wanted to take the time to show people what gets done here and how we fix things. And today I want to start with kind of the most basic problem that people have issues with, and that's a coin jam. Not sure how many of you went to arcades when you were younger, but it's a pretty common thing. It's also known as when the game eats your quarter. So that is something that's, one, easily avoidable, but honestly always going to happen. And today the purpose of this video is to kind of go over what a coin jam is, what a coin mechanism is, and what to do if your coin is stuck in the machine. This is not only to help our customers understand why this happens, but also to help other collectors and other businesses to kind of see why this issue is something that naturally occurs. So what we want to do first is kind of show you what a coin mechanism looks like. This is a coin mechanism. So as you can see, it is completely mechanical. There's no electrical parts to this. We'll go over how it registers a coin later in the video, but this right here is what causes all the issues. Since it is mechanical, it either works or it doesn't. There is no sort of working, it's just working or not. And coin mechanisms really haven't changed in the past 40 years. Even if you get new ones, like the IMEX, which are plastic ones, they still have the same issues. The reason for the issue is, unfortunately, customer error. So what I mean by that is people put in the wrong currency. We found everything from washers, from, of course, nickels, dimes, pennies, and foreign currency is among the biggest because Canadian quarters, Bahamas quarters, a bunch of other foreign currency looks very similar to a quarter, but unfortunately the thickness, the weight, or the size is a little off, and some of them will actually be caught by the magnet in this and cause the jam. So what I'm trying to say is the purpose of this video is to kind of let everyone know before you stick something in, realize that this right here is not smart. It's not like going to, let's say, a vending machine and putting in dimes and nickels, because that doesn't work. It literally takes in the money, it weighs it with this little mechanism right here, and then it dumps it appropriately out to a coin switch, which will register the credit, or it will dump it into the coin return. Now, you would say, well, if it's the wrong currency, it would dump it into the coin return every time, but that's not necessarily true. What can happen is if the quarter or even the other coin is a little bit scuffed up or a little bit too thick, it will get stuck inside the coin mechanism. And unfortunately, that's just something that we have to deal with as a business. And what we try to explain to customers is that even though the game may have taken your quarter, it's something that we can fix relatively easily. And if you do not report this to us, and the person who actually caused the jam doesn't report it to us, then all we're doing is getting a bunch of jammed up machines. Now, we are pretty proactive about looking at the machines on a daily basis for coin jams, but on, let's say, a Friday or a Saturday, that is really difficult to do. We're busy. We really depend on people to let us know when they have a coin jam. And the problem comes in after, let's say, 5 or 6 people lose their money, and there's about $3 in quarters or other miscellaneous change stuffed in the coin mechanism. And as you can see, there's not really much room to jam a lot of stuff in it. And what we'll do is we'll go through the kind of two different coin mechanisms that most arcade machines have. Nintendo has another one. They're really weird, but they rarely get jammed, thankfully. But kind of want you to see how the whole process works. Alright, so the first type of coin mechanism I'm going to show you is the most common. And this orientation of the coin mechanism is pretty much the same in every game past 1984, whether it's pinball or arcade. And as you can see, here's the coin door, here's the coin slot, here is the coin return. Open the door, and right behind the coin slot you'll see a chute. Now this chute is what the quarter rolls down. And remember the coin mechanism I showed you earlier. This is exact same thing in here. As you can see, it opens up so you can clear it. There is the mechanism that weighs the currency. And then after it weighs it, it dumps it down. And then this is going to be your coin switch. It's very simple. So once again, if it weighs it and it's correct, it's going to go down, it's going to spit it out here, and then it's going to spit it through this chute, and I'm sure you can hear Adam's coining up right now, and that will give you a credit. Of course, there are all the quarters in the bucket where they collect. So, very simple, obviously. Like I said, it's completely mechanical. The only electronic component is not in the mech itself. It is this switch. And that's what actually tells the game to credit up. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a foreign currency coin. I'm going to take a nickel. I'm going to take a washer that will fit in here and show you what happens when this type of jam occurs. I have my jamming materials right here. Actually, I couldn't find a Canadian quarter or anything like that, but I did find this Susan B. Anthony jammed in a machine. So I'm just going to use that instead. And then here's a washer we found a few days ago, a standard quarter, and a nickel. So first thing I'm going to do is show you what happens when you stick a quarter through the slot, a correct quarter, not, you know, all mangled or super dirty. So this is just a regular quarter. I'm going to take it, I'm going to stick it in here. You can see it fell on the switch, and then it would normally fall into the coin bucket. And as you could hear, Adam's family coined up. So what we'll do now is we'll put in a nickel. This is, like I said, not a vending machine. It is mechanical. It only accepts quarters. If you stick in another currency, it should spit it out, but sometimes that doesn't happen. It's not smart. So I'm going to put the nickel in here. And you see that time, it spit it out. That's perfect. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, let's say we take something that's a little bit bigger, like this Susan B. Anthony, and we're going to put it in here, and let's see what happens. Okay, so it went in. You notice it did not drop through. So right here, if you look, it's actually was stuck up in here. It just came out the coin return, though. But if we were to say, put the Susan B. Anthony back in here, okay, it's stuck. Now, I'm going to take my quarter. I'm going to put my quarter in here. Oh, what? It didn't go through. You press the coin return, though, and it worked perfectly. Okay, so that's the ideal situation. You have one coin jammed, you stick in another, and you're like, oh, wow, it didn't take my quarter. So you press the coin return, and they both come out. Now, what happens, though, is in this chute where the currency goes through, the coins get backed up. And what you have to do is actually remove this coin mechanism and scrape out all of the congestion from here. So sometimes we'll find
$2, $3, sometimes even $5 worth of change up here, where somebody puts a quarter in, doesn't take, they walk away, happens again, somebody puts $1 in for some reason, walks away. Then we finally get someone to tell us, hey man, this thing ate my quarter. And we go over and we clear it out and we find that $2 to $5 worth of change in there. And so that's the importance I'm trying to stress here, is that if your coin gets stuck in there, you need to tell us immediately. I know it can be a bummer sometimes to have to go up to the bar and actually get someone to help you, but you're not helping yourself, and you're not helping us, and you're not helping any other customer by not telling us, because what's going to happen is it's just going to keep taking people's money. And while you might be the good Samaritan to come and tell us, not everybody is. A lot of people go, oh, it's just a quarter, it doesn't matter. I've had many times where I'll come up and be like, please let me fix this for you. Oh, it's just a quarter, it doesn't matter. But it does matter, because what happens is people lose their money and they don't say anything and they get frustrated. And that in turn frustrates us, because, this is something easily avoidable if, people would just take the time to tell us. So another thing I'm going to put in, I'm going to go ahead and do a washer real quick. All right. And so the washer did not come out, but I don't know if you can see it, it's a little dark, but it's stuck basically inside of the coin mechanism. So what we would do is we would go ahead and remove the coin mechanism and clear that jam. So just kind of an idea of what happens with these standard coin mechanisms here at Abari, and why it is important to actually tell us when you lose your money. Now we're going to go over the older style of coin mechanism orientation, and that's pretty much, I would say, early 70s until, like I said, 84, 83. They used this style of coin mechanism orientation. Now this is the same exact coin mechanism, just they put it in differently on the coin door. So here's the coin door, here are your coin slots, your coin returns, and then inside here, your coin chute is basically replaced with this nice cylinder, horizontally oriented coin chute, and these are sitting parallel. Your coin mechanisms are sitting parallel with the coin door, and your coin switch is also parallel and right there. So the problem with these are that if you put any other currency than a quarter, they do get stuck up in here, because these are so thin that if you do put in anything larger, you unfortunately have to remove this plate and take out all the coins. And so this style is in most Bally Midway games. So Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, pretty much all the classics have this style of coin door with the mechanisms oriented this way. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a quarter, because I really don't want to have to take off the plates. And so you'll see you put in the quarter and it dropped and hit the coin mechanism right here. And right now, look up here, I've got a few credits in there from just messing with the switch and putting the coin in there. And yeah, so that's, like I said, pretty much on Galaga and Pac-Man and all the others.
Hope this video was informative and kind of clears the haze around coin jams and coin mechanisms that happen here at Abari and other arcades. Just because a game eats your quarter or takes your money doesn't mean it's broken. It just means, unfortunately, that the mechanical nature of the coin mechanism is at fault. There are other cases where the coin switch is not working, which is another good reason to tell us at the bar that, hey, the game ate your money, because we need to fix that as soon as possible. So please, if you lose some currency, if you lose a quarter in one of our machines, let us know. And the same goes for other arcades. Let them know. It might not seem like a big deal to you, but it is a big deal to us. We want our machines to be in the best possible order that they can be. It's my passion here to be the best game bar that we can be. I really take pride in the amount of work we put into our games here. And something as petty as a coin jam shouldn't put a damper on all the other hard work we put into these machines. So that being said, please take this video, use it, and let us know if you have any issues. We're always here to help, and all of our staff is here to clear a coin jam. Thank you.